Top 10 Female Rappers of 2025. What if I told you that the future of hip-hop has already changed? And most people didn't even notice 2025 just delivered one of the most surprising shakeups in female rap history, with new powerhouses rising, legends evolving, and the entire industry shifting in real time. These women aren't just making music, they're redefining Black excellence on a global stage. But before we dive into the list that's breaking the internet, I need you locked in. Hit subscribe, drop a like, and get ready because this lineup will challenge everything you thought you knew about female rap. Cardi B. Cardi B's presence in 2025 feels like a resurgence shaped by maturity strategy and the unmistakable magnetism that first propelled her from Bronx personality to global force. After several years without a full-length release, she revived her recording career with Am I the Drama?, a project that reintroduced her artistic identity through sharper storytelling, refined production choices, and a tone that suggested a woman who has lived, learned, and returned with intention. The album's immediate commercial impact underscored something essential about Cardi: her ability to capture broad audiences without diluting the candid conversational voice that made her distinct in the first place. Her re-emergence doesn't rely solely on music. Public attention also followed her evolving personal relationships, including her visible connection with NFL player Stefon Diggs. While fans dissected moments online, Cardi kept the focus on her professional momentum, appearing physically energized and increasingly performance-ready. Industry watchers noted her rehearsals, stage preparation, and growing hints that a tour may follow the album's success. The anticipation reflects how long audiences have waited to see her command a stage again, especially after spending years prioritizing family entrepreneurship and selective collaborations. Her balancing act is illustrative of her growth. Cardi B is not simply navigating fame, she is navigating adulthood under scrutiny. She speaks openly about motherhood, business ambitions, and the pressures of being a public figure, subjects she weaves into her music with more nuance than the earlier carefree anthems that first defined her chart dominance. This shift does not replace her signature boldness. Instead, it adds dimension, allowing listeners to see both the assertive performer and the reflective woman operating behind the scenes. At this point, let me ask you, do you believe Cardi's evolution has strengthened her staying power? Or do you miss the unfiltered energy of her early breakthrough years? As 2025 advances, her influence extends beyond the recording booth. Partnerships, brand deals, and her ongoing presence as a cultural commentator have reinforced her relevance in spaces far wider than hip-hop alone. Cardi remains a figure who shapes conversation even when she's silent, and when she speaks, she redirects the narrative with characteristic clarity. Her humor, directness, and instinct for connection continue to resonate, especially with audiences who appreciate authenticity over perfection. Her top placement on Billboard's list for 2025 reflects more than popularity. It signals recognition of her ability to return after a long creative pause and immediately reassert dominance in a landscape filled with energetic newcomers. While younger artists seek virality and rapid visibility, Cardi's impact relies on resonance, recognizability, and a sharpened sense of self. In a year filled with shifts in sound, branding, and digital trends, she stands as proof that a well-timed comeback grounded in experience and artistic purpose can command as much attention as any emerging wave. Cardi B enters the new year with renewed presence, a strengthened artistic voice, and a momentum that suggests her story is far from settling. If anything, 2025 looks like the beginning of her next major chapter. Doechii. Doechii's ascent in 2025 represents one of the most compelling rises in contemporary hip-hop, driven by her originality, sharp creative instincts, and an unmistakable performance presence. Without releasing a full debut album, she has managed to build a reputation that most artists spend years chasing. Her catalog up to this point, marked by inventive production, genre-bending flows, and theatrical visuals, laid the groundwork for a breakthrough that has extended across multiple platforms and award stages. Critics have praised her ability to merge rap-pop avant-garde aesthetics and R&B textures while maintaining a coherent identity rooted in confidence and experimentation. Throughout 2024 and into 2025, Doechii dominated cultural conversations through a string of noteworthy achievements. In the transcript you shared, she is described as appearing across major shows, including the Grammys, Billboard Women in Music BET, and the VMAs, each appearance reinforcing her rising authority in the industry. Her single Anxiety, which gained massive traction on TikTok, reached the Hot 100 Top 10, signaling both widespread appeal and the power of digital platforms in elevating unconventional artistry. This combination of mainstream recognition and avant-pop sensibilities positions her as an artist capable of bridging audiences rather than being confined to one lane. Her live performances also played a crucial role in shaping her reputation. The Live from the Swamp tour showcased her theatrical training, choreography, and dynamic stage control. Attendees frequently commented on her charisma, the intentionality behind each arrangement, and the sense that she treats the stage as a storytelling environment rather than simply a venue for reciting lyrics. Those qualities distinguished her within a crowded field, especially as the 2025 class of female rappers leaned heavily toward short-form viral moments. Another key part of her narrative centers on public perception. While Kendrick Lamar publicly praised her as the hardest-out online audiences, simultaneously debated whether her rapid rise positioned her as an industry plant. Although the term is frequently misused, the conversation speaks to her undeniable visibility. She is everywhere people discuss music performance or innovation. Yet her trajectory also reflects years of consistent work, early independent releases, and gradual growth before signing to a major label, facts that counter the simplified labels often thrown around on social media. By placing her at number 2 on the 2025 list, Billboard recognizes more than current popularity. It acknowledges an artist whose vision is shaping the direction of modern rap and pushing cultural boundaries without relying solely on shock value or trend chasing. Doechii's momentum heading into her eventual debut album suggests that she is not merely rising, she is redefining expectations for what a modern female rapper can sound like, look like, and represent. With no signs of slowing down, 2025 may be remembered as the year she moved from promising innovator to full-scale powerhouse. Let me know if you want the next one. Glorilla. Glorilla's rise in hip-hop has been one of the most authentic success stories of the past few years. Emerging from Memphis with a gravel-toned voice and unmistakably raw delivery, she captured national attention with her breakout hit FNF Let's Go in 2022, a single that was ultimately nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance. That early recognition placed her in a rare position. An artist who had been in the mainstream spotlight for less than a year yet was already competing on the biggest stage in music. What separated her from many of her peers was not only her distinctive sound, but also her ability to convey personality in every line, whether she was delivering humor, grit, or unfiltered honesty. Her momentum continued when she joined Yo Gotti's CMG label, a move that aligned her with one of the strongest rosters in modern Southern rap. Under the CMG umbrella, she released tracks like Tomorrow 2 with Cardi B, which reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, further solidifying her presence in the mainstream. That success gave her something rare for a newer artist: multi-generational appeal. Fans praised her unapologetic authenticity, while critics highlighted her charisma and willingness to embrace an unpolished, street-rooted aesthetic at a time when much of rap leaned towards sleek production and pop-friendly structure. Throughout 2023 and 2024, Glorilla continued carving her lane with collaborations that underscored her versatility. Tracks featuring artists such as Moneybagg Yo and Lil Durk showed she could stand alongside established hitmakers without being overshadowed. At the same time, her solo records maintained the energy that first put her on the map, anthemic hooks, conversational flows, and humorous punchlines grounded in Memphis culture. Those qualities made her a dependable presence on social media as well, where her candid personality turned casual clips into viral moments. Do you think Glorilla's straightforward, street-rooted style is bringing something refreshing back to hip-hop? Or do you prefer the polished direction many rappers are taking today? By the time 2025 arrived, her name appeared consistently on festival lineups, editorial lists, and award show stages. In the transcript you provided, she was highlighted for her unwavering consistency and her ability to stay relevant without relying on controversy or short-lived gimmicks. That steadiness is a significant reason she ranked so high among 2025's most prominent female rappers. Rather than chasing every new sound wave, she doubled down on the qualities that brought her success: gritty storytelling, commanding vocals, and the unique Memphis cadence that sets her apart. More importantly, her public image remained grounded. She often credited Faith family and her community as anchors in her life, which resonated deeply with longtime rap listeners who value humility and relatability as much as commercial success. Her journey from local Memphis talent to national figure illustrates what can happen when dedication meets authenticity. YK Nice. Among the new generation of Southern rappers stepping into the spotlight, YK Nice has become one of the most frequently mentioned young voices gaining traction as 2025 unfolds. While she is still early in her mainstream career compared to established names, her rise reflects the broader shift happening in Atlanta's music scene, a movement shaped by energetic newcomers who understand social media dynamics as well as they understand rhythm and flow. YK Nice belongs to this wave of artists who build momentum through consistent visibility, catchy hooks, and an instinct for connecting with listeners online before their names become widely recognized on charts. What separates her from many emerging voices is her tone, animated, playful, and confidently youthful. The charisma that comes through in her delivery has helped her resonate with a demographic that gravitates toward upbeat, personality-driven rap. Clips from her studio sessions, freestyles, and short-form performance videos circulated steadily throughout 2023 and 2024, creating a natural pipeline of curiosity. Listeners who discovered her through one viral moment often found more content that showcased her humor, expressive cadence, and gift for conversational lyricism. Her presence within Atlanta's creative circles also contributed to the pace of her ascent. The city has a long history of fostering rap talent through collaboration, shared studio spaces, and informal community networks. YK Nice benefited from that environment, gaining visibility through local showcases, online ciphers, and features with rising regional acts. These early steps placed her in a position to be noticed by tastemakers who monitor the evolving landscape of Southern rap. As she entered 2025, industry commentators increasingly described her as one to watch, a label that appeared frequently in conversations about new female rappers generating buzz. This isn't because she has a lengthy catalog or major commercial hits yet, but because she shows the early signs associated with long-term potential consistency, adaptability, and a clear sense of artistic identity. Her music leans toward playful confidence, but there is an underlying intentionality in how she presents herself. Each visual snippet or performance contributes to a cohesive brand that audiences can recognize instantly. Her growing popularity also aligns with a broader cultural moment. The rap landscape has become increasingly open to up-and-coming women who transform online attention into real-world impact. YK Nice fits neatly into that evolution. Her fan interactions feel genuine, her content is frequent but not forced, and she maintains an accessible presence that encourages supporters to root for her progress. While she has not yet reached the mainstream milestones associated with larger names on the 2025 list, her trajectory appears strategically grounded. The combination of personality, regional identity, and digital fluency places her in a promising position to expand her audience as the year continues. With the right collaborations, continued consistency, and a defined artistic vision, YK Nice could become one of Atlanta's next major breakout stars.
Bunna.
Within the expanding landscape of Atlanta's rap scene, Bunna has emerged as one of the city's most talked-about newcomers entering 2025. Although she is not yet a household name and does not have the extensive public record of more established artists, her rise reflects a pattern that has become increasingly familiar in Southern hip-hop young creators, building momentum through personality-driven content, regional buzz, and a steady stream of short-format releases rather than traditional album cycles. Bunna represents the kind of artist whose profile grows organically, first through local circles, then through digital virality, and finally through mentions on broader lists highlighting emerging female rappers worth paying attention to. Her style aligns closely with the sound many younger Atlanta talents are developing: rhythmic cadences, high-energy delivery, and a playful confidence that appeals to audiences scrolling through platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels. Listeners who encounter her snippets often describe her as spirited, expressive, and unafraid of leaning into humor traits that have consistently helped early-stage rappers distinguish themselves in a crowded field. Rather than relying on heavy thematic content, her music tends to capture the immediacy of everyday life, prioritizing flow, rhythm, and attitude over complicated narratives. Her early traction has been buoyed by the uniquely supportive infrastructure within Atlanta's creative community. The city remains one of the strongest incubators for rising rappers, local producers willing to collaborate, underground showcases that spotlight new performers, and peer networks that provide visibility without major label involvement. Bunna's name began appearing in these spaces alongside other emerging women, carving out a niche defined by youthful charm and an instinct for catchy phrasing. Do you think artists like Bunna benefit most from social media first exposure? Or do you believe traditional development through live shows and local circuits still carries more weight today? While she has not yet crossed into the mainstream metrics that define larger acts, such as major chart placements, nationally recognized singles, or widely documented press, her inclusion in discussions about promising female rappers is notable. It suggests that industry watchers see potential in her presence, her cadence, and her ability to engage audiences even with a relatively small catalog. Many rising artists today begin exactly this way: a handful of strong snippets, small but enthusiastic online communities, and early cosigns from regional influencers who help amplify their visibility. Entering 2025, Bunna's trajectory shows signs of deliberate growth. Her strategy appears centered on consistency, frequent releases, shareable visuals, and a distinct personality that fans can recognize instantly. She benefits from timing as well. The industry is actively embracing young female rappers who bring energy, relatability, and a unique voice without yet needing the polished infrastructure of global stars. Although the next phase of her career remains unwritten, Bunna stands as a strong example of how early momentum can position a rising rapper for broader opportunities. If she continues refining her sound, expanding her collaborations, and strengthening her brand identity, she may evolve into one of the notable Southern voices shaping the next wave of female hip-hop. Megan Thee Stallion. Few modern hip-hop artists have reshaped the sound, style, and spirit of female rap the way Megan Thee Stallion has. By the time she stepped into 2025, she was no longer simply a breakout star. She had become a cultural figure whose voice extended far beyond music. Known for her commanding delivery, razor-sharp flow, and magnetic stage presence, Megan built her reputation on confidence, technical skill, and an ability to turn empowerment into anthems that cross generations. Her rise from viral freestyles to global recognition has been thoroughly documented. After her first mainstream breakthroughs, Big Ol' Freak Hot Girl Summer and the Grammy-winning Savage remix, Megan solidified herself as one of the few rappers capable of blending commercial appeal with lyrical muscle. By 2024, she had accumulated multiple top 10 hits, Grammy Awards, major festival headlining slots, and partnerships with brands that rarely entrusted young artists with such visibility. These accomplishments positioned her as a central name in any conversation about dominant women in hip-hop. Entering 2025, discussions around Megan shifted toward creative evolution. Public interviews and performances suggested a deeper, more reflective artistic direction. Her music increasingly explored vulnerability, emotional clarity, and personal rebuilding, without abandoning the assertive tone that shaped her early work. Longtime fans appreciated this shift as a natural progression, an artist stepping into adulthood with honesty while still maintaining the confidence that made her iconic. Despite this growth, Megan's reputation as a performer remained one of her core strengths. Critics consistently praised her breath control choreography and ability to command large crowds. This is significant as very few rappers, male or female, possess the stamina and precision required to deliver tightly choreographed shows without sacrificing vocal power. Her stagecraft helped her secure slots at major festivals, talk shows, award ceremonies, and international tours, reinforcing her influence across entertainment spaces. Her public persona also plays a major role in her cultural impact. Megan has been outspoken about education, mental health, protecting women, and reclaiming self-worth messages that resonate widely across age groups. Her completion of a college degree while maintaining a high-profile career became a symbol of resilience and discipline. Her advocacy, whether through statements, philanthropic efforts, or interviews, helped her connect deeply with audiences who valued her openness. In business, Megan continued expanding her brand through partnerships, product collaborations, and entrepreneurial ventures rooted in beauty, wellness, and consumer lifestyle. These moves illustrated a long-term strategy to build an empire capable of standing independently from the fluctuations of the music industry. As 2025 unfolds, Megan Thee Stallion remains a powerful presence, an artist whose technical skill, charisma, and authenticity secure her place among the defining voices of her generation. Her journey reflects not just fame, but endurance, transformation, and the promise of even greater artistry ahead. Latto. Over the past several years, Latto has steadily transformed from a promising Atlanta teenager into one of the most recognizable and respected women in contemporary hip-hop. Her journey reflects the evolution of the modern Southern rapper, confident, versatile, business-savvy, and skilled at navigating both digital culture and traditional industry pathways. By 2025, Latto's presence in the rap landscape feels earned, not just because of her charted songs or media visibility, but because of her ability to adapt without losing her distinct identity. Latto first gained national attention after winning the rap game in her youth, but her true breakthrough arrived years later with the success of tracks like Big Energy, a song that expanded her audience far beyond the Southern markets that initially championed her. By 2024, she had earned multiple Billboard Hot 100 placements, Grammy nominations, and collaborations with top-tier artists. These achievements helped her become one of the most commercially reliable female rappers of the new generation. Her style blends sharp vocal delivery with a playful, sometimes provocative swagger, but what stands out most is her precision. Latto's writing often combines humor, attitude, and a clear sense of confidence, qualities that resonate with listeners who appreciate both lyrical punch and radio-friendly hooks. Over time, she has refined her sound into something unmistakably hers, bold, polished, and accessible. As she entered 2025, music commentators noted that Latto appeared to be in a transition phase. Her recent singles and collaborations leaned toward a more mature, musically layered direction. Whether appearing alongside R&B voices or trading bars with rap heavyweights, she demonstrated an ability to hold her own without relying on gimmicks or fleeting trends. This adaptability is one of the reasons her career has sustained momentum longer than many of her peers. Do you think artists like Latto become more compelling as they evolve into a polished mainstream sound? Or do you prefer the raw energy that defined their earlier years? Beyond the music, Latto's influence is shaped by her ease with visibility. She understands the digital environment, how to maintain presence without oversaturation, when to be vocal and when to step back. This balance has kept her audience engaged while preventing the burnout that often comes with constant online exposure. Her business moves have also contributed to her growing profile. Lotto has worked with multiple brands, appeared in national campaigns, and positioned herself as a figure who blends music with lifestyle, fashion, and entertainment culture. These ventures reinforce her role not only as an artist, but as a broader cultural personality. What truly cements Lotto's place in the current generation of female rap is her consistency. In an industry where careers can rise and fade quickly, she has maintained progress through discipline, strategic collaborations, and a steady release schedule. She remains a central figure in Atlanta's music identity and a key voice in shaping what the next wave of women in hip-hop will look like. Pluto. Within Atlanta's ever-evolving rap landscape, Pluto stands out as one of the most talked-about new faces entering 2025. Even though she has not yet built the long public record that established stars possess, the conversation around Pluto reflects a genuine momentum found in many breakthrough Southern artists. A sharp sound, a clear identity, and the ability to capture attention quickly through energy rather than industry backing. Her rise mirrors a familiar trend in Atlanta, young women carving out strong local followings before expanding into broader digital recognition. Pluto's presence is driven by her spirited delivery and the kind of rhythmic patterns that define Atlanta's contemporary sound. Early listeners often describe her voice as lively and catchy, with a tone that holds its own even in crowded club-style production. The transcript you provided highlights her collaboration on Whim Whammy, a track that helped push her name into wider conversations about rising female rappers. While the specific numbers behind the song's performance have not been publicly documented, the fact that it became part of an online buzz cycle suggests her music resonated with younger listeners drawn to high-tempo, party-driven rap. Unlike some new artists who rely heavily on digital comedy or personality-based virality, Pluto's appeal seems grounded in her music first. Her clips circulate because they're fun to replay, energetic, and easy to recognize, a crucial quality in today's short-form content world. In a city like Atlanta, where producers, videographers, and independent collectives collaborate frequently, this kind of early traction can grow quickly. Pluto's growing presence is also influenced by her sense of style and persona. Younger listeners gravitate toward artists who communicate a clear identity, whether through fashion choices, recurring catchphrases, or the feeling they project in their visuals. Pluto fits into this modern mold, bold, expressive, and unafraid of embracing a playful Southern edge. These qualities help her stand out even without a long catalog or major label push. Her development reflects the early phase many emerging rappers experience, working with regional collaborators, experimenting with new sounds, and gradually establishing a consistent brand. In Atlanta's highly competitive rap environment, this stage is crucial. It's the period where an artist learns what resonates most deeply with their audience, how to translate online attention into real momentum, and how to remain relevant in a fast-moving ecosystem. As 2025 unfolds, Pluto represents the promise of Atlanta's next generation of female rap, a group shaped by confidence, flair, and a refusal to blend into the background. While her long-term trajectory will depend on consistency, growth, and strategic collaboration, her early visibility suggests she has the raw qualities listeners respond to: personality, rhythm, and presence. If she continues refining these strengths, Pluto may secure a meaningful place in the evolving wave of Southern hip-hop. Monaleo. Among the rising voices reshaping the sound of Southern rap, Monaleo stands apart for her emotional honesty, sharp writing, and the distinctive blend of power and vulnerability she brings to every release. Born and raised in Houston, she began gaining widespread attention in the early 2020s through bold, assertive singles that showcased both her lyrical bite and her ability to connect deeply with listeners. Her breakthrough track, Beating Down Yo Block, introduced her as an artist unafraid to tackle difficult subjects with confidence, wit, and a cadence rooted in Houston's rap traditions. By 2024, Monaleo had established herself as one of the most compelling young storytellers in hip-hop. Her music often addresses themes of resilience, mental health, self-worth, and survival, subjects she approaches with a sincerity that sets her apart from many contemporaries. While she can deliver high-energy, crowd-pleasing records, her greatest strength lies in her ability to balance hard-hitting verses with moments of emotional clarity. This duality has earned her a loyal following among listeners who appreciate depth as much as attitude. Her public openness about her own struggles has also made her an important voice for young women navigating similar challenges. Monaleo frequently discusses self-improvement, personal growth, and healing, which has only strengthened her bond with audiences who value authenticity. She is part of a newer generation of artists who understand that vulnerability can be just as impactful as bravado, and sometimes even more. As she entered 2025, industry observers noted how Monaleo's artistry had matured. Her releases grew more layered, incorporating melodic shifts and thoughtful writing without losing the fierce delivery that defined her early catalog. The transcript you shared describes her project, Who Did the Body, noting its emotional depth and thematic ties to both personal experiences and cultural storytelling. This reflects a clear pattern already present in her career. Monaleo uses music to process, to honor, and to express in ways that feel grounded in lived reality. Do you find artists more compelling when they reveal their personal struggles openly? Or do you prefer performers who keep their private challenges separate from their public work? Monaleo's rise has also been notable for her independence. She built her early career through consistent creative output, thoughtful online engagement, and a refusal to conform to industry expectations. Her presence on social media is candid and often humorous, allowing fans to see her personality beyond her music. At the same time, she has maintained a seriousness about her craft that industry peers frequently praise. Houston's rich musical heritage has shaped her style, and she continues adding her own imprint to the city's legacy. While she has not yet reached the commercial scale of long-established stars, her artistic voice is unmistakable, and that clarity is what positions her for long-term depth rather than temporary hype. As 2025 progresses, Monaleo represents the kind of artist who builds momentum through substance. Her work stands at the intersection of strength storytelling and self-awareness, making her one of the most intriguing young rappers to watch as the next chapter of female hip-hop unfolds. As we look across this dynamic lineup of women reshaping hip-hop in 2025, one thing becomes clear. Black female artistry is not just influencing the culture, it is the culture. Each of these women brings a different rhythm, message, and legacy to the forefront, challenging the boundaries of modern rap. But the real question now belongs to you. Which artist is truly leading the movement, and which rising voice deserves more recognition than they're getting? Drop your thoughts below, because on Legends of Black Excellence, your voice helps define the conversation.